Oh, guys and girls, just watch Cobra Kai Season 4. If you've seen my recent non-spoiler live stream, you'll know pretty much how I feel about it. But, you know, tonight there is going to be a spoiler stream where we're literally going to be covering everything that we've seen this season. And I just want to say, this is like, I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to be doing any spoilers in this video just because I just, you know, there's... Quite frankly, I'm trying to process everything that I've just seen this season. And, you know, I also want to be courteous to other people. But what I will say is this. Does this season deliver? Yes, it fucking does. Is this season my personal favourite? No. I'll say, arguably, it is probably the weaker one of the bunch for me personally. I feel like a lot of people really sleep on season 1 and 2 in particular. But I will say this though, there is moments this season that you have been waiting for. You have been absolutely waiting for to get closure and to be paid off with. You know, you have been absolutely waiting for something to happen with these characters, something to happen with this story, something to happen with this journey, the seeds of where we're going, the story detail that is so fundamentally important to where things are going to go next. Now, I'm not going to say what they are, but if you know, you know. The images that have surfaced or been leaked, quote unquote, for the following season make absolute sense, right? They make total sense when you finish season 4. And there are directions and story details, if you will, that are given to us at the end of this season that really pave way for what's to come. Now, I always had this prediction that season 5 was going to do that. It feels like they've done it in season 4, and I don't know whether that's because they've got so much to get through in the next 2 seasons, or, you know, whether they just want to, okay, time to close this particular book, let's open a new, or close this particular chapter, let's open a new chapter. And one thing this season does is it has a lot of finality to it. It has a lot of closure on a lot of old wounds, and a lot of storylines and tensions that have been paid off. There are 3 seasons worth of story here that is used either via flashbacks, via callbacks, via just, you know, everything building up to this, between the students, between the adults, between the senseis, between the dojos, between the relationships to the characters, that are absolutely paid off this season, and I could not be more happy and satisfied with the way it was done. Now, obviously, I have been a staunch supporter for certain people to win said All Valley, and certain people didn't win. But am I angry about it? Am I frustrated? No, because it's done well. It's done well and it's serviceable. And what's great about it is even though my original choices didn't pan out, it was still exciting to see it unfold. And I'll say this, the people who do win, I was rooting for them all the way. The people who didn't win, I was still rooting for them all the way. That's one thing this season does so well, is it has what I like to call the Creed 2 effect. Now, obviously, there are other stories and other storylines that have this kind of formula. But when you get to the final match in Creed 2 between Drago's son and Creed's son, you'd think you'd be rooting for Creed because he's honouring his father, he's, you know, going after his, you know, father's killer's son, that kind of jazz. But you actually feel bad for Drago. Like, you're conflicted. You're like, man, I don't even know if I want him to lose now. I don't even know if I want him to win. Like, you're in that sort of phase. And that's one thing that this season's done so well, is normally in other seasons, you kind of have a transition of where, okay, this person should probably body this person, because this person's annoying as hell. But in this season, in particular with the All Valley, there's just moments when you start to root for other characters, and it comes to a head. There are other characters here who are given their shine. Plot is removed out of the situation, and we allow those characters to flourish. If you've seen it, then you know exactly who I'm talking about. And there is a lot of connections between certain characters. I will say this, though. This isn't a spoiler. But there is a moment between Robbie and Hawk in this season that I absolutely adore. Absolutely love. And I think it was done perfectly. I won't say what, but there is a moment that is brilliant. There is a moment between other characters where they're close to having a conversation and we don't quite get it. So they're clearly saving that for season 5. If you know, you know. But overall, I really enjoyed this season. It was a hell of a ride. And I'll say this, the first 3 episodes were solid. After that, becomes a little bit of a chore. There are some episodes you have to truck through, and not in a bad way. There's still good moments about them, but the good moments are redeeming the episode. They are defining the episode, if that makes sense. There is some he's all that Outer Banks level type stuff that starts to happen, and then they kind of come back from it and they realize, okay, we're Cobra Kai, we're not that, which is good, but it is in there just a little bit. But one thing that they have done is they've toned down that love drama, and I think there is a particular moment in this season where that love drama is buried forever. Like, I don't think that love drama needs to carry on anymore. I think this season has a moment where it addresses it and it literally dunks it away. Like, it's gone, it's done. Sam and Miguel, Robbie and Tori, done. That was a bit of a spoiler, but we kind of all saw that coming from the trailers and everything, so it's not really... I'm not really giving too much away that we don't already know or we haven't theorized about for God knows how long. But that's probably the closest I'm going to give away to any spoilers. But essentially, it buries that little quartet of love drama, which is good. Certain characters come into the fold. If you know, you know, and it's done so well. And I will say this. I know it's about having fun and not being right, but there is a good 70 to 80% of the things that happened this season that I absolutely nailed. I called them bang on. And usually when you call something, it's like, oh man, you ruined it for yourself. Why'd you call it for? But in this occasion, in this instance, I don't mind calling it because it was done maybe not in the way I expected, but it was done in a way where I was still on board. I was still invested. And I always liked the idea of this particular thing happening because it's what would serve the story. Whether it was regards to certain of the kids, or of the adults, or of other adults. If you know, you know. But guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this. Don't comment any spoilers on this particular video, just to be courteous to those who haven't seen it. Because to those who haven't seen it, I know what it's like. You want to hear what people have to say. And sometimes you go to the comments to see what people have to say down there too. So guys and girls, keep it spoiler free down there. And again, by the time this video uploads, there will be a spoiler live stream tonight. I will have the Kings on. We will be dissecting this all the way. We will be dissecting the whole season. What we liked, what we didn't like, what we would have done differently, how we felt. And if there's one thing I can describe this season, it's emotionally satisfying. There is a moment at the end of the season, and I said it in my non-spoiler stream with the guys, that I was close to tears. I was getting misty-eyed. I was really getting misty-eyed. There was a part of it where I was literally, you know, I had a quivering lip. Because it's something that I've been very invested in, if you know, you know, for the better half of a year. And I said, man, it's time. It's time. You know? It's time to bring it home. You know? If you know, you know. Guys and girls, comment down below. Let me know what you think. I will see you all for the spoiler stream later on. Thank you all once again for 6K. I mean it sincerely from the bottom of my heart. 7K when? And I need to do a video on Book of Boba Fett. That's released. And I know someone asked me about that. Book of Boba Fett, that first episode was absolutely dope. I will see you all in the spoiler live stream tonight. Till then, stay badass. And I'll just say, there was a couple of other predictions that the other guys had that came true as well. If you know, you know.